Plants routinely swap DNA. Genes can transfer between grasses without any need for inheritance. Michael Marshall. Some species of grass have been spotted doing what was once thought impossible. They routinely pass genes from one plant to another, even across different species. The finding adds to evidence that DNA can be transferred from one complex organism to another, rather than only being inherited. Biologists have long known that single-celled organisms like bacteria pass genes in this way, a process called lateral or horizontal gene transfer, but as recently as 20 years ago, it was thought this didn't happen in more complex organisms called eukaryotes, the group that includes all animals, plants, and fungi. People thought it was completely restricted to bacteria, says Glenn Dunning at the University of Sheffield, UK. It's probably only been 10 to 15 years that's really shifted. Now many eukaryotic examples are known, such as a plant cheese that has crossed into insects. To find out how widespread such gene transfer is, Dunning's team studied the genomes of 17 grass species, some of which have been evolving independently of one another for 50 million years. These included food crops like Asian rice, common wheat, and fertile millet. The team found that 13 of the 17 species had laterally transferred genes, indicating that transfer is widespread. In total, 170 genes have been transferred. As more and more genomes of eukaryotes are sequenced, we are seeing so many examples of horizontal gene transfer, said Julia Van Etten at Rutgers University in New Jersey. She co-author of 2020 study estimating that single-celled eukaryotes called growths acquire about 1% of their genes this way. For every 10,000 genes in the grass genomes, Dunning's team estimates 3.72 are detectably lateral transfer, but that is a massive underestimate, he says, because only some transferred genes will be favored by natural selection and become common. The team found lateral transfer was more common among closely related species, but it still happened in the least related ones. Transfer were also more common in grasses with rhizomes, without underground stems that can send out roots and shoots beneath the surface, and allow plants to reproduce asexually. If you get any foreign DNA into that rhizome, when the plant regenerates, it's in every cell of that globe, including the flowers, and that's how it gets into the germ life, says Dunning. The million-dollar question is to find out how it's happening, says Dunning. The grasses aren't hybridizing as the DNA would look very different if they were. He suggests that in many cases, pollination by wind might be a factor. It may be that lateral gene transfer underpins some of the traits found in domestic strains of frog grasses like wheat, says Dunning. That is speculation, but if it is confirmed, it will mean lateral gene transfer had helped us raise crops that now feed us.